Hi guys, and welcome to the first video of the channel. This is supposed to come out on the Wednesday before the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley, but chaos happened, so here it is now. As I set up through the first part of the day, let me tell you a bit about me. You guys can call me Cozy, or Chaos, or fully Cozy Chaos, whatever you see fit for the vibes. Honestly, the fact that Chaos stopped this video from coming out on schedule is pretty on par for the channel. I'm just a little ghosty guy going through life and taking it as it comes. This channel is pretty much a concentrated part of what makes me, well, me. I love cozy things like reading, crocheting, listening to lo-fi, brewing all kinds of tea, making all kinds of crafts, and writing my books. Yes, I am an aspiring author, but we can get back to that later. But aside from all the cozy things, I'm also made of sheer, unfiltered chaos. I love K-pop, specifically Stray Kids. I have a slight obsession with the B-movie. And I am known to burst into song because I can't do anything without listening to music. I'm sure you'll learn more about me through the span of my channel, but for now, let's get into Stardew. I started the day by lighting the fireplace in my home because when I came in from a long day of work. I reorganized my tools for the sake of convenience on my end, as I am a seasoned Stardew player. There was nothing of interest on the TV, so by 6:10 I was out the door to start the day. First I started by clearing some land for the seeds that I was gifted by Lewis, and then I planted those, watered them, and went about to say hi to the townspeople and buy more seeds for the new farm. Once I got back on the farm, I had to clear my way, given I went a new way than I have ever loaded in, so that was a nice little fun little challenge. And then I set out to plant and water the seeds that I had bought. I'm doing this kind of strategically throughout the days, just so I can maintain a profit, so you'll see what I mean. But basically, I had to get these bean trellis down because they block your path, which I'm just gonna say is very unhelpful, but hey, it is what it is. Once I did that, I just made some way for some new plants. I didn't honestly know what the mixed seeds were gonna give me, but you take it as it comes, and whatever happens, happens. That was just how I viewed the game, and honestly, it made the game cozier because I wasn't afraid of losing things, of doing things wrong, it was just cozy. Things were just happening. I went around again saying hi to people that I had missed. I specifically love Vincent. He's my sweet little precious little sunshine boy. You will probably hear me oogling and googling over that sweet, sweet boy so much. And then there's Elliot, who will be our romanceable character for this playthrough. I love Elliot. I have actually gone through and married everyone that is, humanly possible. But as this is now coming out after the Stardew Valley is being released and celebrated for its 10-year anniversary, I can actually say that Clint and Sandy are going to be the new romanceable characters, and that was honestly kind of a shock to me because I felt like so much of Stardew players really don't like Clint. Honestly, I get it. His, story arc is kind of weird. Sandy, I'm really excited to explore more about her through her art event. And yeah, I just went back to the farm. I organized some things, made sure I had what I needed for the day, and also to make sure that my hot bar didn't feel so cramped. I was thankful for lighting the fireplace, and I went to bed. And now, the morning of day two, all I did was walk straight outside and start my day. I sped this up because, this happens every single day. Well, unless it rains, because then I don't have to water anything. But I went about my day, still saying hi and going to places. I knew that the beach was somewhere I needed to be, so just enjoy this little part. Once I had learned the basics of fishing again, I went around and just took things slow. This is where we start getting into, the full capacity of the game and the full capacity of the video, because now is going to be a lot less sped up. There's still going to be sped up parts, but this is where life starts to happen throughout Stardew Valley. I went around, got some more seeds because, of course, I'm going to need more seeds. I'm going to try to build a farming empire through this game. So, I had to do what I had to do. And honestly, I had to think about what I was going to get for a second here because I just needed to see what was in order. And honestly, I just settled on cauliflower because I knew what I had needed. And I went back. It wasn't anything extra. It wasn't really anything or too much of anything. But it's really what makes Stardew special is the time that you spend doing whatever it is you're doing to make the game your own. And speaking of making things your own, I might as well tell you a little bit more about me. Yeah, so about my books. I don't want this channel to be me, going on and on and on about being a book writer. But, I am enjoying the kind of chaos that comes with writing books and getting to know your characters. And honestly, um, I will say this, there's a character that I absolutely despise in one of my books, and I honestly love that about her. She is something else. Uh, my books are mainly about Greek mythology, and they're either retellings or even just completely reimagined things or just things that came from my skull. But yeah, one of my characters is a hot mess. And yeah, I despise her character with every part of my being, but honestly, that makes me love her even more because I know I've done a good job. Because I keep forgetting that she's not real, and I keep wanting to throw hands. But honestly, here I'm just preparing to do a little bit more fishing. You're gonna see a lot of fishing in this video. Honestly, it is such a cozy time, and that's what I was here for. I wasn't really here for much else. It was just, taking the day as the day goes by. And honestly, given the state of the world right now, I think everyone could use a little slowdown. So, yeah, that's what I did. Oh, there's my baby Vincent, and there's my boy Elliot. Love when I get to see my two favorite characters. And yeah, so here I am just going throughout the day and starting another fishing fiasco. I'm going to speed this up for you guys because, of course, you've seen it 1,000 times. You see it once, you see it 1,000 times, It's just fishing. And yes, I'm actually good at the fishing minigame. I don't know why. Again, I just really enjoy it, so when you enjoy something, you wind up getting good at it. So I wasn't really too troubled by the fishing minigame. I will be if this becomes a series and, we decide to take this to perfection and, get all of the fancy fish. But, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, I basically ended the day, made some money, was glad about that. And here we are going into day 3. Woke up, it was raining. Best part of the day, because I could just go fish. And honestly, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy this time. I made it back home and made some money, was great and very happy about that. Read this little note that I got from Robin. She is kind of something. When I started the actual playthrough, I had every intention of really not liking her because I feel like Cozy as a person just, you know, he takes things with like a grain of salt when it comes to people that judge things by first impression. With me being a book author, it's just don't judge a book by its cover. So that was always kind of my thing with this save, was that Robin wasn't really my favorite, but she does start to grow on you as a person when you get to know her through in passing, and just knowing her from becoming friends with her, and the whole spiel. I actually took this time to do this slow because I thought this was perfect, honestly. Just going about things, not really speeding it up. And, I said it before. We deserve to take things slow as people. And I'm gonna let you guys actually enjoy the rest of me cleaning about and going about until I'm running around and far past fishing again. Because you can tell I am gearing up to go fishing again. So you will hear voiceover Cozy a little bit later. After doing my due diligence and, getting a toasty mallow, which you guys can call him toasty or mallow or both, you know, same thing that y'all can do with me. I just took my time here. This was where I knew what was coming up as a seasoned player, but I decided to just let this be. And honestly, that was the best choice for me because this is actually quite funny in context to the save. Because Cozy, I feel like, would not know what to do in the case of this very run-down community center, and I can guarantee y'all one thing right now, he would not be going in here alone. So every time that you see Cozy going in here, just know that he is internally panicking and absolutely very unhappy to be there, but just doing it for the love of the community. Which honestly I adore about this save because I know this, and yeah, I find it kind of funny. But now that we're through that, I think I will let you guys enjoy more of the game, and you will hear from Voice over Cozy a little bit later. Alright, thank you everyone. Bye from Voice over Cozy for now. after some adventuring and, just going about through the caves and then coming out and going to the saloon, I realized it was Friday. So I was headed to see if I could catch the wandering trader right before she went to bed. And honestly, I'm so glad I did catch her here, but I was looking about for literally anything that I knew would come in handy with the community trades, because honestly, the less I have to do, the better. So I decided to get a couple things because I knew that I was going to need them. And honestly, make my pocket hurts now, but everything comes for a reason, and I do things for a reason in this file because honestly, I just know. And I didn't want to spend this file doing things as if I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted content for everyone to enjoy. So, yeah, I bought some things, and once I left here, I went on home because, it was getting late and I really didn't have my stuff on me as far as like all of my tools to clean up. So I was just like, hey, you know what? I'm going home. And so once I went home and settled, I think that it is the perfect time for me to again bid you farewell as voiceover cozy and let you all enjoy the next morning as I navigate through everything else. You know how the day goes. But yeah, I also forgot to mention I did check the trash cans. Um, Weirdly, as I passed through the darkness of the town, because I do remember about the secrets of like, the trash cans hold goodies. So, you know, this seasoned Stardew player did not need Linus to tell me. I already knew from files long ago. So here I am just dropping off some things and organizing my pockets before settling in for the night. And again, I will bid you farewell before the end of the day. And yeah, just sit back and enjoy what I did for the rest of the morning of day 4. I always find the wizard quest really funny at the beginning of the game because honestly, this goes against everything we're taught as children. New stranger, middle of the forest, talking about random things that we thought we hallucinated in the middle of an abandoned community center. And then he wants us to drink this special potion that makes us wind up, seeing trees that are basically dancing. And I thought that that has always been funny to me. So I quite enjoyed doing this again. And honestly, just this sped up is even funnier than it is when it's slowed down because the trees are literally just doing a little dance. Again, I was just speed going through and seeing all my favorite characters, looking at the help wanted and seeing anything that I could get through in, the short span of time. I then went caving, did what I had to, and honestly, this was another sped up part because I didn't want this to get cluttered with all kinds of me going through and doing different tedious tasks. I wanted this video to be light and airy and both cozy and full of chaos because, again, that's what the entire purpose of this channel is. It's cozy chaos, and I live by my name. So once I ran around like a madman and legit waited ages and ages and ages to see Clint and turn in the quest that I had for him, I went about making sure that I didn't have anything else to do and sorted out some things. Again, you'll see that I love to sort my inventory. Sorted some things out, went to the community center, made sure that I could turn in things. This again is really funny when you think about the fact that Cozy is actually internally panicking every single time that he goes in there because he really does not like being in the community center. Spent some late night farming, which I honestly really enjoyed. And yeah, this gets kind of dark, sorry. But basically, just went to bed and woke up the next day. And then here we are, and I'll let you guys enjoy this last day. And there you have it as I walk back to the house on this last day of this first video. I just wanted to reflect and do a little bit of thanking. I wanted to thank you for your time because I know that, either sitting down and watching a small little Minecraft and full content, cozy content creator. Yeah, I said Minecraft first because that will be the vast majority of my content, Stardew and Minecraft pretty much, but I do have a good lineup of games to play for all of you. But I really just wanted to thank you for either taking your time to watch me with your full attention or inviting me into your space and letting me be background noise for you. I've had so much fun creating this video, and even though it didn't come out when I planned it to, I think everything happened for a reason. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. This has been Cozy Chaos.